We're very happy you're here with us today, wherever you are in the world.
Maybe you're listening while lying in bed after a long day, taking a quiet walk outside, or simply trying to relax your mind for a little while.
And if that's the case, we hope today's conversation helps you slow down and breathe a little more peacefully.
I'm Sophia.
And I'm Jake. Today we're going to talk about something that sounds very simple, but has actually become surprisingly difficult for many people. The art of doing nothing.
Modern life constantly pushes people to stay busy, productive, connected, and available all the time.
Many people wake up and immediately check notifications before their mind has even fully awakened.
Emails, messages, news, social media, schedules, reminders, advertisements, it never really stops.
And after living this way for years, many people slowly forget how to simply exist quietly without stimulation.
Even moments of rest often become filled with noise and distraction.
Someone may sit down to relax, but they immediately open their phone, scroll endlessly, and overload their mind with even more information.
I think many people confuse distraction with relaxation now.
That's very true.
Real relaxation usually feels calm, spacious, and mentally quiet.
But endless stimulation keeps the brain active and emotionally restless.
Sometimes people are physically resting, but mentally they are still running.
Running through worries, responsibilities, comparisons, and unfinished thoughts.
I noticed something recently about modern life.
What's that?
Silence has started to feel uncomfortable for many people.
I completely agree with that.
Some people cannot sit quietly for even a few minutes without feeling the need to check something.
Their phone, messages, social media, videos, music, anything to avoid stillness.
And I don't think it's because people are weak.
No, not at all.
I think modern life trains the brain to expect constant stimulation every moment.
Which makes simple, quiet moments feel unfamiliar and strange.
But human beings were never designed to process endless information all day long.
That kind of mental overload slowly exhausts people emotionally, even if they don't fully realize it.
Emotional exhaustion is becoming incredibly common these days.
Especially among people who constantly pressure themselves to achieve more.
More productivity.
More success.
More attention.
More validation.
More improvement.
Sometimes people become so focused on improving their life that they forget how to actually experience it peacefully.
That's such an important point.
People are often physically present somewhere, but mentally they are somewhere else entirely.
Thinking about tomorrow.
Regretting yesterday.
Comparing themselves to strangers online.
Or worrying that they are not doing enough with their life.
I think one of the saddest things about modern stress is that many people feel guilty while resting.
Yes. Even during free time, their mind keeps whispering, "You should be doing something useful right now."
That voice becomes so normal that people stop questioning it.
But constantly living under pressure slowly drains emotional energy.
Let's teach our listeners a useful sentence pattern.
Good idea.
You can say, "I've been feeling mentally exhausted lately."
For example, I've been feeling mentally exhausted lately because my schedule has been too busy.
Or, "I didn't realize how mentally exhausted I was until I finally took a quiet break."
Mentally exhausted is a very natural expression in English conversations.
Another useful phrase is, "My mind feels overloaded."
For example, after spending too much time online, my mind feels overloaded with information.
Or, "Sometimes my mind feels overloaded even when I'm physically resting."
I think many listeners will probably relate to that feeling.
Definitely.
There's a difference between resting your body and resting your mind.
And mental rest has become surprisingly rare.
Even vacations don't always help people anymore.
That's true. Some people travel to beautiful places, but they spend the entire trip checking notifications, taking photos, and thinking about work.
Their environment changes, but their mind never truly slows down.
Slowing down emotionally is actually a skill that many people need to relearn.
Especially because society often praises constant busyness.
busy people are often viewed as successful or important, while quiet, slow, peaceful lifestyles are sometimes misunderstood as laziness.
But resting is not laziness.
And protecting your mental health is not weakness.
Human beings need quiet moments in the same way plants need water and sunlight.
Without enough emotional rest, people slowly become disconnected from themselves.
I think many people secretly miss peace more than they realize.
Peace has become almost luxurious in modern life.
Especially mental peace.
Constant stimulation keeps people emotionally tense without them noticing it. Their nervous system never fully relaxes.
That's why small, quiet moments can feel surprisingly healing.
Sitting near a window while it rains outside.
Drinking tea slowly in silence.
Walking without headphones for a while. Watching the sky during sunset.
Reading without checking notifications every few minutes.
Those moments may seem small externally, but internally they can calm the mind deeply.
I think many people underestimate how healing simple moments can be.
Because modern culture often teaches people to chase excitement constantly.
Bigger experiences.
Faster entertainment.
More stimulation.
But calm experiences often create deeper emotional recovery.
There's something emotionally comforting about slowing down intentionally.
Intentionally is an important word here.
Yes, because peaceful living usually does not happen automatically anymore.
People often need to consciously create quiet space in their life.
Otherwise, noise and busyness fill every moment naturally.
Let's teach another useful sentence pattern.
You can say, "I've been trying to slow down recently."
For example, I've been trying to slow down and spend less time online.
Or, "I've been trying to slow down and enjoy simple moments more."
Native English speakers often use this pattern during reflective conversations about life and mental health.
Reflection itself is becoming increasingly important.
Because many people consume information constantly, but rarely spend time understanding their own emotions.
Quiet moments create space for self-reflection naturally.
And sometimes people avoid silence because difficult emotions begin to appear.
Stress, loneliness, emotional fatigue, anxiety, those feelings often become clearer when distractions disappear.
But constantly escaping emotions usually makes them heavier over time.
While calm reflection often helps people process emotions more honestly.
I think one of the healthiest things a person can learn is how to sit quietly without feeling guilty.
Just existing peacefully for a moment without needing to constantly prove something.
No competition.
No performance.
No pressure to be productive every second.
Just breathing slowly and allowing the mind to rest.
Maybe that's why doing nothing feels so powerful now.
Because in a world full of endless noise, choosing peace becomes almost revolutionary.
One thing I find interesting is that many people say they want peace, but when life finally becomes quiet, they immediately search for distraction again.
That's very true, and I think it happens because people are no longer comfortable being alone with their thoughts.
Modern life has created a habit of constant mental noise, so silence can feel unfamiliar at first.
Sometimes people even feel anxious when there's nothing happening around them.
Which is ironic because human beings used to live much slower lives in the past.
There were naturally quiet moments built into everyday life.
Long walks.
Calm evenings.
Waiting without entertainment.
Sitting outside without constantly checking a screen.
But now many people fill every empty moment immediately.
Waiting in line becomes phone time.
Eating alone becomes scrolling time.
Even short moments of silence often feel unbearable to people now.
I think many listeners probably understand this feeling very well.
Definitely.
Sometimes I catch myself reaching for my phone automatically without even realizing it.
Almost like a reflex.
Exactly.
And then suddenly, 20 or 30 minutes disappear without meaningfully resting at all.
That kind of stimulation can leave people feeling strangely empty afterward.
because distraction and fulfillment are not the same thing.
That's a very important distinction.
Quick entertainment gives temporary stimulation, but it doesn't always create emotional peace.
I think many people are emotionally overstimulated, but internally undernourished.
Wow, that's a deep way to describe modern life.
There's constant information everywhere, but very little emotional stillness.
And emotional stillness is incredibly important for mental health.
Without quiet moments, people lose the ability to hear their own thoughts clearly.
They become disconnected from themselves emotionally.
Let's teach our listeners another useful sentence pattern.
Good idea. You can say, I didn't realize how dependent I was on distractions until...
For example, I didn't realize how dependent I was on distractions until I tried spending an evening without my phone.
Or, I didn't realize how dependent I was on constant noise until I spent time alone in silence.
Dependent on is a very natural expression in English. Another useful phrase is, I've been craving more peace lately.
For example, after months of stress, I've been craving more peace lately.
Or, I've been craving quieter environments and slower routines.
Craving is an interesting word because it usually describes a very strong desire for something.
And I honestly think many people are craving peace internally, even if they don't talk about it openly.
Especially because modern life feels emotionally overwhelming sometimes.
There's pressure everywhere.
Pressure to succeed.
Pressure to constantly improve yourself.
Pressure to stay attractive, productive, social, and successful all the time.
Social media intensifies that pressure even more.
Definitely.
People compare their real life to carefully edited versions of other people's lives.
Which creates unrealistic expectations emotionally.
Someone might be resting peacefully at home, but after scrolling online for 10 minutes, they suddenly feel behind in life.
Even though nothing actually changed.
Their environment stayed the same.
But emotionally, comparison changed their mental state completely.
Comparison quietly destroys peace for many people.
I think peaceful people usually spend less time comparing themselves constantly.
Because comparison keeps the mind restless.
There will always be someone richer, more successful, more talented, or more attractive somewhere online.
And if people constantly chase those comparisons, they never feel emotionally satisfied.
Satisfaction is becoming increasingly rare these days.
Many people achieve goals but still feel internally exhausted.
Because emotional well-being requires more than achievement.
Human beings also need calmness,
Rest.
meaningful connection,
Emotional safety.
quiet moments.
I think modern culture underestimates the importance of slow living.
Slow living does not mean being lazy or unambitious.
No, not at all.
It simply means living more intentionally and less chaotically.
Paying attention to your life instead of constantly rushing through it.
Some of the happiest moments in life are actually very simple.
Drinking coffee slowly during a quiet morning.
Hearing rain outside while reading a book.
Cooking peacefully without rushing.
Watching sunlight move across a room.
Having an honest conversation late at night.
Those moments often become emotionally memorable because the mind is fully present.
Presence is something many people struggle with now.
Because attention is constantly being pulled in different directions.
Notifications alone can completely interrupt mental calmness.
I recently tried spending one evening without checking my phone.
Really? How did it feel?
Honestly, uncomfortable at first.
I think many people would relate to that.
My brain kept expecting stimulation automatically.
Like it was waiting for something to happen.
Exactly.
But what happened after a while?
Slowly, my mind became quieter.
That sounds peaceful.
It really was. I started noticing small things again that I normally ignore.
Like what?
The sound of the wind outside. The feeling of warm tea.
The atmosphere of the room.
My own thoughts became calmer and less rushed.
It's amazing how much people miss when their attention is constantly distracted.
Modern life trains people to consume experiences quickly instead of fully experiencing them.
That's such a powerful observation.
Even entertainment has become faster and louder.
Short videos, constant scrolling, rapid stimulation,
The brain rarely gets time to settle naturally anymore.
which may explain why many people feel mentally restless all the time.
Restlessness is another important word.
Yes, restlessness describes the inability to fully relax mentally or emotionally.
For example, lately I've been feeling emotionally restless.
Or, my mind feels restless when I spend too much time online.
I think peaceful environments affect people more deeply than they realize.
Definitely.
Nature especially has a calming effect on the nervous system.
Forests, rain, oceans, mountains, those environments naturally slow the mind down.
Probably because nature moves at a calmer rhythm than modern society.
Nature never rushes.
Trees grow slowly.
Rain falls slowly.
Sunsets happen slowly.
And maybe human beings psychologically need that slower rhythm sometimes.
I think many people are emotionally tired because they never truly pause.
They move from one distraction to another without real mental recovery.
Which is why doing nothing can actually feel deeply healing.
Not because nothing is happening externally.
But because internally, the nervous system finally has space to breathe.
And maybe that's something many people desperately need right now.
I think one of the biggest reasons people struggle with doing nothing is because they secretly believe their worth depends on productivity.
Yes, and that belief becomes deeply connected to identity over time.
People start measuring their value through achievements, work, attention, and external success.
Which creates a constant feeling that they should always be improving something.
Their career,
Their appearance,
their income,
their social life.
even their hobbies sometimes become competitive and stressful.
And after a while, resting begins to feel emotionally uncomfortable.
Because stillness forces people to stop performing for a moment.
That's why many people stay busy even when they're already exhausted.
Slowing down can feel emotionally unfamiliar at first.
Especially for people who have spent years living under pressure.
I think modern society romanticizes hustle culture too much.
Definitely.
People often glorify burnout as if exhaustion is proof of importance.
But constantly sacrificing your peace eventually damages emotional health.
Human beings are not machines.
And the nervous system cannot remain under stress forever without consequences.
Anxiety, emotional fatigue, irritability, lack of motivation, these things often appear when people ignore rest for too long.
Sometimes the body rests before the mind does.
That's so true.
A person may finally stop working physically, but internally their thoughts continue racing for hours.
Worrying,
Planning,
overthinking,
replaying conversations.
imagining future problems.
Many people no longer know how to mentally switch off.
Let's teach our listeners another useful sentence pattern.
You can say, I've been feeling emotionally overwhelmed lately.
For example, I've been feeling emotionally overwhelmed lately because life has been moving too fast.
Or, I didn't realize how overwhelmed I was until I finally slowed down.
Overwhelmed is one of the most useful emotional vocabulary words in English.
Especially because so many people experience that feeling now.
Another useful expression is, I need a mental break.
For example, after weeks of stress, I really need a mental break.
Or, sometimes I need a mental break from technology and social media.
Technology itself is not necessarily bad,
No, of course not.
but constant exposure to information affects the human mind more deeply than many people realize.
Especially because the brain rarely gets quiet anymore.
Even before sleeping, many people continue consuming stimulation until the last possible moment.
Videos,
News,
messages,
endless scrolling.
and then people wonder why they feel mentally restless and emotionally tired.
I think quiet nighttime routines are becoming increasingly important.
Calm music,
Reading,
silence,
soft lighting.
peaceful conversations.
Small habits like these can calm the nervous system naturally.
I've noticed that peaceful people often protect their energy very carefully.
That's a really interesting observation.
They usually avoid unnecessary drama, constant negativity, and emotionally chaotic environments.
Because emotional peace is difficult to maintain when life feels constantly overwhelming.
I think emotionally mature people understand that peace is more valuable than constant stimulation.
Definitely.
Excitement can feel good temporarily, but peace creates long-term emotional stability,
Stability is something many people quietly crave.
especially in a world that changes so quickly all the time.
I think that's partly why calm environments feel so comforting.
They allow the mind to relax instead of constantly preparing for more stress.
There's something deeply healing about environments where nothing is demanding your attention.
No pressure,
No competition.
no urgency.
Just space to exist peacefully for a while.
I honestly believe some people are not physically tired anymore.
They're mentally overstimulated.
Exactly.
And overstimulation creates a strange kind of exhaustion that sleep alone cannot fully fix.
Because the nervous system also needs emotional quietness, not just physical rest.
That's why simple, peaceful activities often feel surprisingly healing.
Sitting outside during sunset,
Listening to rain,
watching clouds move slowly,
taking long walks without constantly checking your phone.
those experiences gently slow the mind down.
And maybe human beings need that slower rhythm more than modern life allows.
I think many listeners probably miss peace without even fully realizing it.
Sometimes people think they need more excitement when what they actually need is emotional rest.
That's such an important distinction.
Constant excitement can become emotionally exhausting over time.
While calmness creates emotional balance.
Let's teach one more useful sentence pattern.
You can say, I've started appreciating simpler things more.
For example, I've started appreciating simpler things more as I've gotten older.
Or, I've started appreciating quiet moments more than constant entertainment.
Native English speakers often use this kind of reflective language during deeper conversations about life,
Reflection changes people slowly over time.
especially when people finally begin slowing down enough to understand themselves more honestly.
I think many people spend years chasing happiness externally without realizing that peace often comes from slowing down internally.
Not every moment needs to be productive to be meaningful.
Not every silence needs to be filled.
Not every free moment needs entertainment.
Sometimes the healthiest thing a person can do is simply pause for a while,
Breathe slowly.
put the phone away,
Sit quietly.
and allow the mind to rest without guilt.
Because doing nothing is not always wasted time.
Sometimes doing nothing is exactly what the mind and heart have been needing for a very long time.
Before we finish today's conversation, we'd love to hear your thoughts.
Do you find it difficult to truly relax without distractions?
Or do quiet moments help you feel calmer and more emotionally balanced?
You can share your thoughts in the comments using this sentence pattern. Recently, I've been trying to...
For example, recently, I've been trying to spend less time on my phone.
Or, recently, I've been trying to enjoy quieter moments more.
Reading your comments always makes these conversations feel warm and meaningful for us.
And it's also a wonderful way to practice your English naturally.
If today's episode helped you relax even a little, please like, comment, and subscribe to Chill English channel.
Your support helps us continue creating calm and meaningful English conversations for listeners around the world.
And remember, you do not need to earn rest by exhausting yourself completely first.
Sometimes slowing down is not falling behind.
Sometimes slowing down is finally allowing yourself to breathe again.
Goodbye, everyone.
See you next time.